Good morning, world.
Good morning.
Today we're going to do another music review. So this is our fourth video of the week, so we're stepping up our game here.
So because the big bucks are rolling in.
Yeah, we're trying to see if we can handle this before we sign our big contract.
Goodness.
For millions.
No.
So that's why I have my hat on backwards now. My hat's always on backwards now. I don't know. I just like wearing it like that.
Yeah, looks good on you.
As soon as the guy said, you look like a sniper, I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, very good, Dad. What song are we looking at today?
We're looking at, so it's a song from the Tea Party movement. So it's about 11, 12 years old.
Okay.
But one of you guys suggested that we look it up. So I always take your suggestions. So I looked it up. It's called Freedom is Colorblind by Joe Dan Media.
Joe Dan, I love the title. Freedom is Colorblind.
So that's what we got coming up next.
All right, guys, stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. All right, guys, so this is different. This is not a rap song, so maybe we'll...
What genre is this?
It sounded very 60s-ish to me, kind of like the Mamas and Papas, you know, that kind of thing. It's really not in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
But either is rap, and we do rap reviews all the time on there. Country wasn't in my wheelhouse, but guess what? I'm listening to country more and more, and Cedric laughs at me for that, because I used to rag on him all the time for listening to country all the time, and now... Guess what station's in my car? Kind of grows on you.
Yeah,
but maybe it's because I'm moving to Tennessee. I figured I gotta be legit.
Oh,
so.
gotta address this real quick, so I can just address it once in the comments. People asking, what's going to happen to Cedric and Brian when Brian moves to Tennessee? There's a very strong chance. I am done with California. I'm done with it. Just done. But don't worry. Cedric and Brian will always be around.
Yeah, we still have 3 years before I move, so we're good.
Yes.
This happened back like in the Tea Party movement of like 2012, something like that. And you know what? People weren't really prepared for that. Are you prepared?
Like Brian says, are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com.
And yeah, you got to get this food because if Joe is right, you know, the food's going to be missing off the shelves. We've got to have some food that's not going to go bad.
You guys need to buy this. It's actually really good food.
Stuff.
We've had a couple things now. I'll film some more stuff that we're eating, but it's good food and it lasts 25 years. It's important. It's important to have. It's, you know, you got to be prepared like we always say.
Tasty too. Tastes just like candy. That's vitamin to Vegemin for you I Love Lucy fans.
Wow, you're old.
I know.
All right, so we'll do our best to try to hear the lyrics here. So here we go.
Again, I like the title already.
Yeah.
We are the United States of America. We're not Black America. We're not white America. We're not Hispanic America. We're not Asian America. We're not Native America. We're the United States of America.
I'm not sure, but I believe that's a black woman saying
It's a black
that,
one.
right?
She kind of reminds me of was it not Jacqueline Kennedy?
She wasn't a black
Not
woman.
not Jacqueline Kennedy. Those it's gonna come to me later. It's gonna be like very long, beautiful hair. It'll come to me later. But I agree with everything she just said. And we're already a couple seconds in. We're not white America. We're not black America. We're America.
Didn't Obama say that way back? That was like his thing, and then he kind of fell off the wagon on that. All right, here we go.
We're not Asian America. We're not Native America. We're the United States of America.
Have you ever felt uncomfortable?
No, these are my people. Americans.
We're educated, we know the Constitution, we know what the truth is, more importantly, we know what freedom is.
Isn't it funny how this is 12 years ago. Have we just not moved in 12 years? Where they still have conservative black people out there that they're still questioning today.
I like what that first guy said. He says, I think she asked him, do you feel uncomfortable? And she goes, no. He said, these are my people. And we go back to 2020. where people were saying that blacks were a monolith, and we had to be down with George Floyd, and we had to be down with Jacob Blake, and we had to be down with Breonna Taylor. It's like, well, those aren't my people. They're not my people because they share my pigment.
For all of those who watched especially our I'm not racist video, who just gave Cedric such a hard time, he can say these are my people, and they also happen to be black.
Those are my people.
But why does color have anything to do with it? Right? Anyway, that's what Cedric said when we went to his country concert, that he felt comfortable.
Yes, they're my people.
Educated, we know the Constitution, we know what the truth is. More importantly, we know what freedom is.
And the facts will come on mystery when the liberals rewrite history. Martin Luther King was a Republican.
We say that all the time, and people on the left get so mad.
Oh yeah,
Martin Luther King was a Republican.
That's the guy who.
Oh yeah.
Should we get to that later?
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Martin Luther King was a Republican. And Senator Byrd was in the Ku Klux Klan. The Democrats stood hand in hand against civil rights in '64.
So for those of you who don't know,
Who did the eulogy for that man?
that's right. That was Joe Biden's
That's
buddy.
right.
Joe Biden's buddy. And they always try to trick you into thinking, oh, well, the party switched. They didn't switch. Again, I told you this 100 times. Part of the reason that I wanted to be a Republican when I was a little kid is because it was the Abe Lincoln Republican Party that freed the slaves.
Yep.
So Republicans aren't the racists. Democrats have been the racist, and they're still the racists.
Yep.
The Democrats stood hand in hand against civil rights in '64. But you know that freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. It's in the heart, it's in the mind. Oh, freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be colorblind.
Black Americans have been following Democrats off of a cliff for the last 40 years.
His color's got nothing to do with it.
So, do you think those two, do they get called coon and whitewashed like you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder where they are now with all this nonsense.
Following Democrats off of a cliff for the last 40 years.
His color's got nothing to do with it.
We got Reverend Hell and Reverend Jess. They play the race card best from the limousines. With them DC and CNN to help them fan the flames again. How do these jackasses get on TV anyway? 'Cause freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. It's in the heart, it's in the mind. Oh, freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be colorblind.
Sorry. Going back a few seconds ago, that concert, that Satchmo Armstrong.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
Louis.
Satchmo have a lot in common because I played the trumpet as well when I was in high school. I was first trumpet.
Yeah?
Yes, there was two of us, but that's irrelevant. But me and Fred Hall switched off every now and then. But I played first trumpet, and my band director was nice enough to let me play trumpet during the football games. But then he excused me during basketball season because I was also an athlete.
Can we have Cedric play trumpet on our show
No, can't. You don't want that.
instead of singing?
You'd rather have me sing than play the
Really?
trumpet.
But you were first trumpet.
And it was. But with Satchmo, was he playing? Was that a? It was like it was an all. Don't go all the way back. But it was like it was an all white venue, so it must have been segregated at that time.
Yeah, so I mean, Satchmo's from a long time ago. So, and just like with Sammy Davis Jr., they could entertain together.
Yeah.
But then Sammy Davis had to use a different entrance. So
Yeah.
the musicians, because
Ray Charles.
I grew up with jazz musicians, my uncle, my cousins, and when they're on stage, they are colorblind.
Yeah.
You know, they all play, especially jazz musicians.
Yeah.
But then when you get into the politics of it, but remember, it was the Democrats that segregated and made them do this, not the Republicans.
Yep. And for you movie buffs, Satchmo played at the Boom Boom Room. Name that movie. I'll give you an extra point.
Eyes to be colorblind. And I raise my glass to Arizona, forcing all
So that's, again, this was 12 years ago, and Arizona had to institute their own border laws because under Obama, the federal government wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I like that line. Illegal's not a race.
So we're having a repeat with Joe Biden, though.
Yeah.
It's like Obama 2.0.
Yep.
Or 3.0.
If we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
And I raise my glass to Arizona, forcing on cause the feds don't wanna. But illegal's not a race. If you legal, come and stand with me, we'll share a cup of liberty. But Laranza, you're a joke. Cause you know that freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. It's in the heart, it's in the mind. Oh, freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. It's in the heart, it's in the mind. Oh, freedom's colorblind. Freedom's colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be colorblind. You gotta open up your eyes to be colorblind.
As I stand here and look out upon the thousands of Negro faces and the thousands of white faces intermingle like the waters of a river, I see only one face. That is the face of the future.
Very nice way to end that.
I like the line, you have to open up your eyes to be colorblind.
Yes. Yeah,
was
I
a
love
good-
that. It gets so it's like it's so distant. You said this was like 12 years ago they did this?
Yeah, 11, 12 years ago.
It's like we've taken some steps back.
Yeah. Well, and we just keep repeating it. So again, he's showing you, we think that when the Trump era came up and there was a lot of black supporters for Trump, well, this was well before Trump. This was during Obama, and there was still, again, not all black people think alike, right, Cedric?
Right. Yeah.
They shouldn't have to. It's like we're repeating this. This was 12 years ago. It's the same thing, and it just seems like this could have been written last year.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the line in there. He talks about the mainstream media, even in this.
Oh, yeah.
Thing with the CNN and correct me if I'm wrong, did they use the term jackasses?
Probably.
How these jackasses get on TV? It makes you wonder, how did these people get on TV when all they...
Well, because it's run by the left.
Yeah, they talk about unity and stuff like that, but then at the same time, they're just perpetuating being separate and they're perpetuating being prejudiced.
Well, and that's the song that we just did by Mises, where he talked about it, that it is the media that's separating us.
I like that. It was very short, very succinct, to the point, and freedom, everything, whether it be freedom, whether it be relations, it needs to be colorblind. And just to piggyback on what I said earlier, it shouldn't be based upon us sharing the same pigment, but what do we share up here, and what it should be based on.
You can say that. If I say it, then I'm a racist.
You can say, I give you permission.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Daddy.
I like. We should. I like this. Joe Dan Gorman.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we have time on this one to do a comment, because we haven't done a comment in a while. These people that commented on our video, they're not colorblind, because to them, Cedric is black and he's thinking the wrong way. So they're letting him know that.
Yes, very much so.
You got one?
Okay, let's go this one. This one's a common one from Savior Hoods. So if you choose any side to the song, the meaning went over your head. Just to clarify, that simple. There is truth to both sides. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And
I know.
And I agreed a lot with what the white guy said. And
I know.
yeah, it is clear what both these guys sided with, which again flew over their head.
Wait. He said it's obvious which side we sided with?
Yeah.
We're siding with the fact that this shouldn't be a thing.
Yes.
That's what we're siding with.
Yeah.
That people are making a big deal out of this race thing because the media is telling you to make a big deal out of the race thing. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. This is good. Come up here. He said, I want to say that you cannot, capital NOT, you cannot have, quote, all lives matter without BLM. But didn't everything start with all lives mattering? And then BLM kind of said, well, yeah, I know all lives matter, but our lives...
Again, because the media tells you, and I think he goes on to say this, is because the media tells you that black people are killed by police at a higher rate than anybody else. And we've gone over this 100 times. I hope this guy watches this episode. It's not true. Go look at the FBI stats. You can't just throw it out there and hope it sticks. Just because the media tells you that that's what happens. That's what they put on TV because they want to keep us separated. Yeah.
And he goes on to say, if all lives really mattered, then BLM wouldn't even be a movement to begin with. There's nothing to be further from the truth.
It wouldn't be a movement if it wasn't for the left perpetuating it. Yeah. That's why it's a movement. It's a movement of the left.
And this contradicts himself right here. He goes, if all lives really mattered, then BLM wouldn't even be a movement to begin with. Racism is taught. Yeah, you proved that by your previous sentence. Y'all want to talk about MLK being formal and wearing suits? Look up his riot quotes. Riots are the voices of the unheard. MLK is proof of the unheard. MLK is proof that peaceful riots don't work. He was very peaceful in the 66, 67, and they are working. You just don't want to comment anymore?
It's just because if laws are broken, we need to arrest the people that break the laws. And I'm talking about people, if they're still doing something against the law about racism, if they're not hiring because of race or they're not letting somebody live there, then they need to be prosecuted. But the laws were changed back in the 60s because of these peaceful protests. Yeah. So the law, go ahead, keep reading it. No, it's all right. We got time.
This is one of those.
Yeah, we got time.
This is one of those novels.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
This got me steamed. I like this.
MLK is proof that peaceful riots don't work. How? It's still a problem today. This video is proof as well, along with the comments. MLK was murdered while peacefully protesting. When the video talks about stealing black culture, dude on the left said, this is attack at me again. Dude on the left said, we're not stealing black culture. Again.
We cleared that up.
I said no. I'm going to say no one is stealing culture from anyone because everything belongs to everyone.
Everybody wants to say that Cedric thinks he's white. But trust me, he doesn't think he's white.
I don't.
He plays the black card constantly.
When it works to my advantage, I play it well. Oh, we're going to get some hate for that one. You can't tell me that Obama's kids...
And about Martin Luther King getting shot. The same decade, so did Kennedy, and he was white. So, just because you're shot because you have a detractor, if you're a famous person, you say something doesn't like, and you're out there, people have gotten killed in the past. It's terrible. Yeah. I hope he wouldn't have gotten killed. I wish Kennedy didn't get killed. He was a Democrat, but I wish he didn't get killed. It's terrible when people get shot. I mean, you take somebody's life. So why are you using that as a point?
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Still talking about me. He says, he either looks in the mirror thinking he sees white. I don't. Or he looks in the mirror and hates himself. I just loathe this awful, wretched black skin that I'm in.
This guy knows you so well.
I don't know, because toward the end he said, you can't tell me that Obama's kids know what to the black experience is like.
Well, it's a true statement, though.
I said their black experience is different than my black experience, than anybody else's black. There is no black experience. There is a Cedric experience. There's a Sasha experience. There's a Brian experience. Everyone's experience is different.
Yeah, it's not by color. What's the guy's name? I know he didn't use a real name. We're saying your experience isn't based on color.
Hold on, we're getting to the white dude. That's you.
Oh, okay.
They don't use your name. Then you have the white dude, which could be me too, because he said it was me.
Not the one who thinks he's white.
Right. Then you have the actual white dude who said right after, quote, it's not really a color, it's a social economic situation. He's disagreeing with you that it's not
a social economic situation.
It's not social economic, it's based on color. Which both of these statements contradict each other.
No, they don't. They don't. That's they for saying the same thing. That Sasha, what's her name? Sasha, and what's his other daughter's name?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That his rich kids living in their ivory towers are going to have a different experience than me, not based on their skin color, but based on the fact that they're worth millions.
I'm going to skip down here. Crazy how grown men can grow old and still be ignorant.
You called us old, too.
I know.
Old and ignorant.
Old and ignorant.
Wow.
Old, ignorant men.
Where's Will Smith to slap this guy?
If only y'all knew the bigger picture, where it's good versus evil. Your own, quote, white man doesn't care about you. So he's telling that you don't care about me. Doesn't care about you. Unity is key. So he says all this crap, and then he says, remember everyone, unity, working together is key. Stop pointing fingers.
Unity.
Stop pointing fingers. If Trump didn't disrespect the Mexicans, then maybe he would have won because the Democrats are not it. All this,
I agree with you there.
He said all this is
Democrats aren't it, but he didn't disrespect the Mexicans. He disrespects illegals because he wants the rule of law, and he didn't want criminals coming across.
Yeah, because you understand his wife, Melania, she was an illegal, but she came over the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because she was white. She came from the right country.
All right. Okay. If Trump didn't disrespect the Mexicans, then maybe he would have won because the Democrats are not it. All this is coming from a Mexican, since even that matters in the comments, or you just cared enough to read. And then he says,
"Look, we cared. We read the whole thing, buddy."
He says, "Prayers to all."
I'm sorry that you thought Trump disrespected the Mexicans. It's funny because
he has a PS, and Tupac was godly respectfully, 100%. He threw something about Tupac in there.
I'm sorry, that's out of my wheelhouse because of my white skin.
All right. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, thanks for the comment. We appreciate it. We didn't contradict ourselves. We're saying that it's socioeconomic. It's not color. We try to take color out of it, like the song that we just watched. It should be colorblind, but if you're told that you should see things colorblind, now you're a racist.
No,
it's backwards.
Past couple of videos this week, whether it's this video, whether it's bringing on Ketanji Brown Jackson, whatever it is, we try and take color and gender out of everything and base it upon your merit. Yeah. That's all we do.
Meritocracy.
Right. Yes. Okay, we have to go bowl.
Yes.
I know that's very white of me, but I'm in a bowling league.
Excuse me? Who was the gentleman we bowled against last week?
He's whitewashed too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I've caught it now.
Whitewashed. You don't even know what his political leanings are.
I don't play in basketball leagues anymore. I'm joined a bowling league. All right, you guys, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share our channel with everyone you know. And continue being good to each other. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.